Hello and welcome to the Ladies European Tour, and after a fabulous week in Scotland, this week the action comes from southern Sweden. The Swedes are well known for their love of sport and outdoor pursuits, and the southern city of Helsingborg provides the perfect venue for the latest stop on the LET. The Vasatorp Golf Club is our home for the week as a strong international field battles to be crowned the 2014 Helsingborg Open champion. Aussie Rebecca Artis arrived as defending champion after claiming her first LET trophy in Sweden 12 months ago. Camilla Lennart arrived looking for her second title of 2014 after a breakthrough week in Slovakia in June. The star of the Swedes is Caroline Hedwall, a key member of last year's European Solheim Cup victory, who'll be looking to go one better than her second place in 2013. A winner on tour in Turkey in May, Valentine Derry produced some sparkling golf on day one. She finished 3 under and 2 off the lead on Thursday night. Holland's Davy Schreifel went out late in the day and set a new target, however, a 67 on the card and 5 under par. And that score was matched by playing partner Whitney Hillier, the Aussie, notching up 7 birdies on her way to joining Schreifel in a share of the lead. Yet more good weather on Friday and opening rounds of 69 and 70 have put last year's winner Artis into a strong position once more in Helsingborg, 4 under at the halfway stage. But it was Schreifel who held on to her lead on Friday, a 70 to add to Thursday's 67 to put her in pole position going into the weekend. This was the kind of golf she was treating us to yesterday as she looks for her first Ladies European Tour title, her best finish second in Dubai a couple of years ago. This is how it looked on Friday night then. Schreifel out in front by 2 shots at the halfway stage from Whitney Hillier, Rebecca Artis and Kylie Walker. Caroline Hedwall was one of those players lurking on 4 under in a great position to strike going into the weekend. Incidentally, the highest ranked player in the field this week, Charlie Hull, missed the cut with 2 rounds of 76. Lee Goodall alongside Charlie Douglas on another beautiful day in southern Sweden, where it's great to be back for the second staging of this Helsingborg Open. Charlie, welcome. Who have you got your eye on going into the weekend?
I think Caroline Hedwall is definitely going to be one to watch. Obviously, she was runner-up here to Rebecca Artis last year, and she's playing some fantastic golf again this year.
Yeah, it should be good watching the Swedes. 25 Swedes in the field at the start of the week. A strong Swedish contingent, of course. Swedish golf so strong on the Ladies European Tour, of course, historically, but still these days as well. There's plenty of Swedish champions. This is the weather. It's been great weather all week. It was great weather last year. A little bit windy at times, particularly out on the front 9, which is fairly open, but the sun's shining on Helsingborg once more. Well, first of all, let's begin by bringing you bang up to date with some golf from earlier today after the leaders went out around midday a couple of hours ago. And Laura Davies began in fine form. 3rd shot on the 10th. Staying close to the course this week, somewhere around the 11th hole, we're led to believe, renting a house out there. And enjoying her week in Sweden. That was a birdie putt on the 10th. Playing much better golf this year. Of course, she was made a dame a few months ago. She'll be visiting Buckingham Palace to receive that honour in the next few months, and that was her second on the 11th. Has talked this week about how important it is for her to try and work her way back into the Solheim Cup team for 2015. Looking to pick up a few points, and this kind of golf will help her. That was a birdie putt on 11, so good start for Laura. She was the one making a move. So too for Kylie Walker. Of course, we've seen some wonderful golf from the Scot already this season. 2-time winner, hadn't won a title going into 2014. Something's clicked for her, and she was playing well once more this morning. That was her second into the first. Tricky opening hole here at Vasatorp as well, and this was a birdie putt, the only player to birdie the first today. What about Whitney Hillier, the Aussie? This was her adventure on the first. Unfortunately drove into the sand. That was her second out of the sand. And sadly that was a putt for double bogey, a decent putt for double bogey as well. So not the start Hillier was looking for. And the leader, Davy Schroeffel, well, she struggled on the first two, perhaps. A few nerves jangling early on Saturday. Of course, she's never won a Ladies European Tour title before, so new territory for the Dutch woman, trying to get her hands on a trophy for the first time. That was her second on the first. Missed the green. And this was her putt for par. So a drop shot for Schroeffel after two fabulous opening rounds of golf. So not the start the Dutchwoman was looking for, but always a mark of a great player, how they respond to adversity. And this was her tee shot on the second, par 3 second here, 142 yards. How about that? I think we'll give her that one. Birdie on the second, so steadied the ship immediately. We will keep a close eye on Davy Schroeffel throughout the rest of the day. This is where we are. This is the kind of scenery we've got used to over the last few days. Beautiful parts of Sweden down in the southwest, just below Gothenburg, if you're familiar with this part of the world. And let's bring you up to date with a live leaderboard now. Artis and Schroeffel in a tie for the lead on 7 under. As we mentioned earlier, the story at the start of the day had been Laura Davies' movement up the leaderboard. Went out around 9:30 this morning, birdied 5, 6, 8, 10 and 11, but unfortunately bogeyed 13 and 15, so that's pegged Laura back. That's why she's not appearing on that leaderboard, but all eyes on Artis and Schroeffel at the moment. Noora Tamanen, the Finn, is going well, 5 under, 2 off the lead, and then a whole bunch of players on 4 under. Some familiar names there as well. Becky Brudson having a great week. Nikki Campbell, of course, often high up the leaderboard on the Ladies European Tour. Camilla Lennart as well, a winner on the LET this year. And you mentioned her before, Charlie Douglas, Caroline Hedwar. She's not right at the top of that leaderboard, but she's in a pretty good position, and I'm sure she'll be feeling good about her game with a sort of day and a half to go, if you like.
Absolutely, you know, Caroline lurking is never good for the leaders, and I think she'll definitely be challenging them for the rest of her round today and going into tomorrow as well.
There's Laura Davies, tied for 13th at the moment. Good round of 68 for her. Could have been so much better, but 3 under. As she said at the start of the week, Charlie, it's all about picking up points and regaining confidence. It's been a long time since she's won, isn't it? 2010 in India, but her focus, she says, is Solheim Golf, so she's got a year to try and pick up enough points to make Karen Cox's team.
Absolutely, I think it was very disappointing for Laura to not make that team last year, and as you say, it's at the forefront of her mind, making the 2015 team.
So let's switch to live pictures. There is the leaderboard as it sounds. So Rebecca Artis, remember, defending champion this week. It's amazing how golfers, well, it happens in all sports, doesn't it? They go back to a golf course or a stadium or a city where they've done well in the past, and the magic seems to return. Is there any explanation as a professional golfer, Charlie? I
think obviously Rebecca will have turned up here this week with good vibes following her win here last year, and obviously loves the golf course, has husband Jeff on the bag, so there's a comfort there for her. And she just looks like she's really in control of her game and really enjoying herself out there. She's been playing some really good golf this season, and not surprised to see her at the top of the leaderboard.
Of course, for golfers, you have very different types of setups on golf courses, don't you? Different styles of courses, and different styles suit different players. I guess this layout suits Rebecca. She certainly proved that once more this week. And Schroeffel's been solid. Doesn't play too much of a golf on the Ladies European Tour, but that second in Dubai, I think a couple of years ago, if memory serves, 2012, that's the season-ending championship on the LET. That represents how good she can play, because that's a strong tournament, isn't it? It
is a strong tournament, and I actually played that year, and she shot a course record 63, 9 under par, so she's got the game to go low out there.
Her second into this par 4 8th.
Using the slope nicely there to take the ball down towards the hole. A tempting one for the players, I'm sure, this hole. 260-yard par 4. But as you could see there from the angle of the camera, it's a very narrow opening to the green.
A big group of fans following Caroline Hedwall this week. Of course, a local star. She lives in the centre of Helsingborg. Still uses Helsingborg as her base despite playing a lot of golf in the States. Loves to get back home, and not surprisingly, good crowd support for the Swede out on the course. Now Artis is second on the 8th, as you were saying, Charlie. They shortened this hole a touch this year just to make it tempting for the players.
Yeah, very much risk and reward. But these girls are so good with the wedges in their hand. As you can see, two magnificent shots from the girls there.
You were saying, wow. Fabulous couple of approach shots. Yeah, we're talking about there's a little bit of water down the right-hand side there, isn't it, as you look at the picture, so that's the risk. Laura Davies, she took it on, as you... I'm sure it comes as no surprise if you're familiar with Laura's game.
Absolutely, yeah. She's 5 under for this hole for the first 3 rounds. Eagle birdie, so clearly not a problem for Laura this hole. Whitney Hillier just overshooting that slope there. That will leave a tricky putt back down to the pin. Christine Wolf.
4 under, going along nicely. Haven't seen too much of the Austrian. High up the leaderboards on the LET this year.
Very nicely played, delicate chip down towards the pin.
Seems to be that kind of leaderboard today, though. There's a few names appearing and then disappearing quickly, aren't there? It's one to keep an eye on. A few names we haven't seen too much of over the course of the season, the likes of Nora Tamminen, Sofia Popov, the German, Christine Wolf, of course. Lena Vidal plays a lot of golf in the States these days, doing well. It's been a great week in Helsingborg so far. It's got a really nice feel, this tournament. Always think that walking through the fans' village. A lot of families out on the course. A lot of kids here taking part in kids' clinics through the week. A lot of activities off the course that the fans can come and enjoy throughout the 4 days of golf. Really busy today as well. Loads of fans buzzing around. It's a really welcoming golf club, this one. Great weather too, always helps.
It does indeed. People don't mind going out to watch the golf when the sun's shining.
No, it's been just about perfect so far. Around sort of 20, 21 degrees since we touched down on Wednesday. Which I think is relatively warm for this time of year, for this part of the world. Locals saying it's been a good September. It does have a tendency to be a little bit breezy here, though. Of course, we're not very far from the coast at all. Helsingborg, a coastal town. It does get a bit fresh out on, particularly on the front nine. It does open out.
Yeah, that can be very difficult for players and caddies trying to make decisions on clubbing.
Now we got wind of a few problems for Kylie Walker out on the course. Clearly struggling physically, which is a shame because she'd been going along very nicely indeed. Just looking for her on the leaderboard. In fact, she was in second at one point, but a double on the 7th and a bogey on the 8th pegged her back to 3 under for the tournament. 2 over for today. No problems for Artis. Wonder whether Rebecca Artis will be getting her hands on the trophy once more tomorrow afternoon. A lot of golf to be played, of course. I'm sure this young lady will have something to say about that. Caroline Headwall.
This is a great opportunity for Caroline. The steady putting that we witnessed at the Solheim Cup last year continuing.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 at Solheim, wasn't it, for Headwall? She was the star of the show as far as the Europeans go. Swedes have always played a key part in the Solheim Cup story. Now, Tamminen, the Finn. Quite a few of the Scandinavians going well this week. Enjoying being close to home, relatively close to home.
Producing some wonderful shots today.
Now back to Schreifel. This for birdie, this to move to 8 under par.
Yep.
Always difficult to follow up when your playing partner's made a birdie as well and you're tussling at the top of the leaderboard. Handling that very well.
She's bounced back well today, Schreifel, as we saw bogeyed the first and then birdie on 2 and bogeyed 7 and then birdie on 8. Always important to steady the ship, isn't it, when you do hit a bit of bother. Try not to let it affect you too negatively, particularly mentally.
Yeah, in that situation it's just very important to let it go, focus on the next shot.
Wondering whether it'll be the end of Kylie Walker's tournament, which would be a sad conclusion to her week. She's played such good golf this year so far. One of the success stories on the LET. Steve Kavanagh from the LET just chatting to Kylie Walker there, just trying to do everything he can for her to continue. It's not a sport you want to play in any pain, Charlie, as you know, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. It's very, very difficult battle with yourself. You know, it looks like Kylie's possibly struggling with a trapped nerve in her shoulder or her neck.
Now another of the Swedes, Lennart, success story this year on the Ladies European Tour. Burst onto the scene with that win in Slovakia. Struggled a bit since then, missed 3 cuts on the bounce, and she was talking at the start of this week how she found it difficult after that win to kind of regroup, refocus. Sometimes it's the case, isn't it? You have a big result and then life changes a little bit, doesn't it? A few more responsibilities, you've got media appointments, you've ticked a big box on the CV, and you've got to reset and start all over again in some ways.
Not quite sure whether Kylie Walker has had to withdraw.
No, we're not sure of the destination. That looks like good news, doesn't it?
Does. Fingers crossed.
Now, Becky Brewerton, having one of her best weeks on tour for a long time. 5 under par. The Welsh woman. Bit of a shaky start this morning. Bogeyed the first, tough opening hole as we mentioned, but birdies on 3 and 4 and 9. And she played the front 9 in 2 under par. Birdie on 12 too, so going along nicely, moving up the leaderboard is Becky. Tough, the concentration, isn't it? I think that's the element that perhaps is underestimated. It's tough physically, but then that starts playing tricks with the mind, doesn't it? It's tough to concentrate on just striking the ball when you've got physical problems. That's the challenge Kylie faces.
If you know that there's, you've got pain there, you're just waiting for it to happen. Whether it's top of the backswing, change of direction, and it's a sharp pain, it's very difficult to concentrate on just hitting the ball. Hopefully the physio's managed to work his magic.
Important putt for Camilla Lennart. Great first round from the Swedes, 68. Just a bit of a wobble yesterday, 73, pegged her back.
Nice solid stroke there.
From Stockholm, one of the few Swedes, it seems, who isn't from this part of this golfing nation, but still receiving plenty of support out on the course. Of course, a patriotic group of fans, the Swedes. This is how it stands at the moment. Rebecca Artis and Davy Schreifel in a share of the lead on 8 under par, 3 clear of their nearest challengers. Bruton, one of the players having one of the better days out on the course, 3 under for her round so far. So, as we were saying earlier, a couple of surprise names, if you like. Nora Tamanen up there as well. I think it's notable that Caroline Headwall is starting to climb the leaderboard. The leaders will have one eye over their shoulder. Par 4 9th. Just a shade under 400 yards.
Essential for the players to be hitting it down the right-hand side off the tee here today. The pin is tight left, so the further right they can go, it will open up the green for them. Davy Schreifel negotiating that one very well indeed.
Yeah, good result. She liked it. Tamanen chance to move to 6 under. Oh. Slips past Hillier. Really struggled today, Whitney Hillier. So far, 1 over for her round. We saw that poor start, double on the first, and then she bogeyed the second as well. Exactly the start that the Australian didn't need.
It's very difficult from that position because you're battling to try and get your score back rather than just going out there and trying to make up some birdies.
Yeah, you must feel like you've already lost ground on your playing partners within the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's very difficult, especially obviously Whitney's in the final group today as well, so playing with Rebecca and Davy, who are bouncing off each other here and playing some really nice golf.
Back with Sophia Popov, the German. Flying the flag for Germany on the leaderboard, in for par. Stays on 4 under. Now back to Kylie Walker's adventure. Good news is she's continuing with her round. Bit of treatment out on the course, if you weren't with us earlier. Like a problem with either the back or the neck. Ooh.
Judged that one very well. That's where it helps being from Scotland, I suppose.
Almost perfect, that one. Caroline Headwall, 5 titles on the Ladies European Tour. Wonderful season back in 2011. That was a rookie year. Finished 3rd on the Order of Merit that year. Really burst onto the scene. Yet to win on the LPGA, but 8 top 10s to date. She keeps putting herself in those kind of positions. Surely just a matter of time before it all clicks. Now Valentine Derry on the 10th. Using Pro Tracer technology for the first time on the LET this week. This gives you a good idea of where those drives are flying. Sometimes tough to track with the naked eye. And for the first time, they're being used with a high-speed camera, so you get the double whammy of the trace of the shot and the super slow-mo, so we can analyze the ladies' swings this week. High-speed camera creating 350 frames a second. We'll have plenty more time to enjoy that over the course of the day and tomorrow too.
David Schwefel looking to attack this pin on the left-hand side. Done a very good job.
Seems to have a good attitude, Schwefel, out on the course. Always looks cool, calm and collected. Never gets too upset about what's happening out on the golf course. Headwall with a chance to move to 6 under. Looks like it'll be another solid par on the card though.
Just a bit wide there for Rebecca, but shouldn't cause her too many problems.
Headwall in for par. Stays on 5 under, tie for 3rd place at the moment. Finished 2nd last year, so arrived in her hometown of Helsingborg, very much looking to go one better this time around. Would love to win in Sweden. Be a great story, wouldn't it?
See how quick that is there from Nikki Campbell's chip, and that's a very difficult putt. She's left herself apart.
Lucy Andre, the Frenchwoman, not having the best of days, was on the leaderboard at the start of the day, but heading in the wrong direction on day 3. Tell from the body language, can't you?
Yeah, it can be a very lonely place when things aren't going your way.
Another Aussie, Nikki Campbell. No, it's going to be a drop shot. Get an idea of the wind on the microphones around this green. Be deceptive, this course. You can maybe on some of the more sheltered holes, and you think there's no breeze at all, but go out around sort of holes 4 and 5. The wind really picks up. Back to the 9th. Not too far away from this Vasatorp clubhouse. Nice setup at this club.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Wolf on 11 first of all. Oh yes.
Steffi Kirchmeier caddying for Christine Wolf today. Obviously Steffi missing the cut this week.
Rebecca Artis playing some really good golf today. Just looking at some of the scores in the clubhouse. Laura Davies with a 68, another 68 from Nina Hollader. Rebecca at the moment 3 under for her round, so going along very nicely. Could be putting together the round of the day at the moment. Brewerton 3 under for her round as well.
Very quick putt here for Rebecca from her left to right. Not quite a gimme.
No, she'll have that for par. Schreifel having a bit more of an adventure out there today. Couple of bogeys, 3 birdies. A bit more of a mixed bag. Played her opening round bogey-free. The majority of her second round bogey-free as well before she suffered a double on the 5th, I think, from memory yesterday. Really came out of nowhere. Playing the course the wrong way round, so started on the 10th yesterday.
Good judgment of pace there by Whitney Hillier.
Over to the 12th, par 5, 12th. Another of the holes that has been shortened a touch for this year's tournament.
Maximum concentration going into this one.
Yeah, this for the lead. Artis with a putt for par to stay on 8 under, but this would move Schreifel to 9 under par for the tournament.
Don't think the line will be too far off Rebecca's marker here.
Oh.
Just didn't break for her.
She'll stay on 8 under. Plays her opening 9 holes. 1 under par.
Rookie season last year for Nora Tamminen. Secured her card from just 10 starts, so played some pretty good golf last year.
Let's go back to Rebecca Artis. Yet to drop a shot today, so perhaps a key moment for her. Left hand on the hip. Part of her preparation routine on the putting green. And it works.
Does routine, obviously, she's been working on. We don't quite know, do we, whether it's a psychological thing or whether it's for hip alignment. That's not what Valentine Derry was after there.
No, that was a long way off the target, wasn't it?
That's always the problem with long irons from thick rough. You can just turn your club head over.
A look of disbelief after this landed in the drink. Way right.
Nicole Brock-Larsen earned her playing rights for the LET through the Ladies European Tour Access Series, where she finished third on the order of merit there. Missed just one cut on the LET this season. So continuing that form onto the main tour.
Yeah, having a great year, isn't she? Just 21 years of age. 43rd on the order of merit at the moment. Third on the Rookie of the Year leaderboard behind Sally Watson and Amy Bolden. They've had great years as well, haven't they? Sally Watson particularly has featured high up leaderboards all year. Bolden too, making an impact on the Ladies European Tour. They future winners, those two, Charlie?
I think so, definitely. I mean, I played with both of them amateur level. I think Amy especially, obviously she's shown, especially in Prague, how close she came. I don't think it will be long before we see her lifting a trophy.
No, Watson just last week, of course, in Scotland, came to within 2 or 3 shots of Trish Johnson, who eventually won. Now, Kylie Walker doesn't look to be in too much pain, does she? She's playing some decent golf since that treatment out on the course. Wonder what's going on behind those glasses.
Poker face. Outside chance for birdie here for Popov. Seemingly had the line.
Now on to the 10th. Final group beginning the back 9 here at Vasatorp. Back 9 starts with par 5, 500 yards. Bit of water on the right-hand side once you get down to the green. Wind coming off right to left yesterday, but it's pretty calm out there today. Perhaps once you're beyond that tree cover, it'll be a different story.
Skipping through the fairway, but doesn't look like it's nestled down there. So it shouldn't cause Davy Shreveford too much of a problem.
Oh, it's tough. Looked good, didn't it?
Did, agonisingly close.
For Lennart, but she's hanging around this weekend. She fell down the leaderboard a touch earlier today, particularly yesterday with that 73, but not too far away from the leaders. Big group of players on 4 under.
Nina Vidal playing a very nice shot there. Didn't look too happy with that one, but not quite sure why.
High standards.
Very. Very wristy putting stroke there.
Group on 5 under. They've had a few chances to move to 6 under. No one's been able to achieve that yet, so no one from that pack really putting any pressure on Artis or Schroefel at the moment. Artis, Schroefel both 8 under, then a bunch of players on 5 under par. No one can seem to bridge that gap at the moment.
No, Rebecca and David Schroefel got some breathing space at the moment. Wouldn't expect it to last too long though.
No, nobody really making a move today, are they? I mean, we were looking at Laura Davies earlier on. She was the one player who flew up the leaderboard. Actually finished with a 68, 3 under, birdied the last, the 18th, so finished in style. She'll be hoping the leaders don't get too far away during the course of the afternoon, so she's in with an outside chance of maybe a top 3 finish tomorrow. A trophy, who knows? She's had a few of those in her time, hasn't she?
She has, just the 45.
Not much room left on the mantelpiece, the Davies mantelpiece, groaning under the strain. It's great to see her still out on the tour, isn't it, though? She's so popular with the fans. It's one thing I notice. Wherever we go in the world, people want to watch Laura Davies, and of course part of it's because of what she's achieved in the game, but it's also the style of golf, isn't it?
It is, you know, her personality comes across very well, and she's a very likeable character. She's liked among the players and the caddies and the tour staff. She's just, you know, she's been wonderful for the ladies' game, and as you say, it's great to still see her out there playing and with aspirations of playing for the Solheim Cup team and playing as good golf as ever, really.
Yeah, 14th on the Order of Merit this season, Laura Davies, so a decent year so far.
Yeah, I think the top 10 at the Rico Women's British Open will have filled her full of confidence, and she's carrying that fine form on.
Yeah, I mean, she was saying at the start of the week, okay, I haven't won for 4 years, 2010 in India, but I feel like once I win one, then you're away, aren't you, in some respects?
Yeah, it's a knock-on effect,
just getting
it?
that first one in the bag. I've seen that a couple of times on the tour, and Leanne Pace was a good example, wasn't she? Won 5 titles in 2010, had a couple of years where she didn't win, then back to winning ways last season. Winning's a habit. All about confidence, such a key component of any sporting professional, not just golfers, of course.
So really loading her weight up into the backswing, dropping the club on the inside. Very powerful golf swing.
It was on the 10th tee, of course. This is where her ball stopped rolling. Second into this par 5 10th.
Players just looking to leave themselves between about 80 and 60 yards for their third shot.
She's got a game face on today. It's Rebecca.
She has, she means business.
Now, head wall. Star of Swedish golf.
She's pin seeking this afternoon.
Of course, there is another Swede, a little higher up the world rankings than her, Anna Nordqvist, of course, who played a key part in that European Solheim success last year as well. Not here this year, played this tournament last year, but Evian next week. That's the 5th major in ladies golf, so opting to rest this week, head to France early. Can be a tough decision to make sometimes. I mean, I think Charlie Holl's a good example of that. This week played over in the States, then Canada, then flew here a couple of days before we started. Was talking about how she was struggling with jet lag here in Sweden. Had a bad week. Can very easily look like a bad decision, but it's a difficult one to make sometimes, isn't it? When you want to play competitive golf, that's your job, isn't it?
Absolutely, and if you're playing good golf as well, it's always hard to tell yourself, actually, do you know what? I'm taking a week off. Charlie's the prime example of that. I know her father Dave has to battle with her at times to put the clubs down. But
Lock
maybe
them in the cupboard.
Yes, maybe a blessing in disguise this week. Give her a little rest before the Evian.
Yeah, just gives a chance to reset before what'll be a big week for Charlie. Achieved so much, of course, already. And I was looking at her stats earlier this week. It's easy to forget that she's still only 18, isn't it? Achieved so much. You go, what? She's still 18? How can she be?
Yeah, she's a baby. She seems to have been 18 for forever, but her future is bright, that's for sure. I think everybody in world golf got to see that at the Solheim Cup last year when she disposed of Paula Creamer so convincingly.
Disposed, that's a diplomatic way of putting it, Charlie. Being kind to our American viewers, though.
We are, yes.
See you in Germany next year for more of the same. Not that we're biased, of course.
Oh, not at all, no.
Solheim Cup being held in Germany, of course. Just about a year's time. There's a 1 year to go event's been held at that course, a couple of weeks' time. The countdown begins.
Yeah, home of Caroline Masson as well, so she'll be looking to make that team.
Yeah, Saint-Léon-Roth is the course, isn't it? Germans very excited to have that competition on German soil. Yeah, and as you say, it's a good opportunity for Caroline, isn't it? Just to boost the profile of ladies golf in Germany. Oh yes.
And finally someone gets to 6.
Chasing Artis and Schreifel down. Yeah, the Swedes, of course, have staged the Solheim. Caroline Hedwall's home course, in fact, Barsebach, 2003. As we look at pictures of Davy Schreifel on 10. Wonder if these...
Sorry, Liam, just making sure that her numbers are correct. Crucial to get those numbers right, especially when you're coming in with a low wedge.
Well, for the chance to join Hedwall on 6 under. Oh yes, beautiful stroke. Well.
Suddenly things are getting interesting. Becky Brereton actually also at 6 under now.
Yeah, having said none of that group can seem to move on to 6 under. 3 have done it in the blink of an eye. No, I was just about to say earlier, I wonder if the likes of Artis and Schreffel will have one eye on the scores whenever they wander past one of the on-course leaderboards, just to see what's happening behind them.
Just too much check on that one. I don't think she'll mind me saying that that one was not her best.
Well, it's getting tighter at the top, no doubt about that. Artis and Schreffel still hanging on to their lead, joint leaders on 8 under par, but 3 players now move to 6 under. Becky Bruton, Caroline Headwall and Christine Wolfe. I think well worth keeping an eye on Lena Vidal as well, isn't it, Charlie? Both talking off air about what a great season she's having over in the States. And I think she was the one player that we haven't seen too much of on the LET at the start of the week, that we had high hopes of 3 top 10s, I think, over there this season.
Yeah, she's 34th on their money list and 3rd on their rookie standing, so playing unbelievably well over there.
Vidal, another former winner on the LET, of course, won in Slovakia in the past, then decided to give it a go over in the States. Things going well for her.
Rebecca Artis with this outside chance to take the lead. Always tough later on in the day. Grass has got a little longer. Putts slow. And you can see there on Rebecca's shirt the wind's picking up. All those things have to be taken into consideration. Kylie Walker, second shot to 11. Display of distance control there, and that one's getting better and better.
Joint leader Schreffel for birdie. This would give her the outright lead on 9 under par. Both leaders looking good for pars on the 10th green. Brock Larson, birdie from just off the green.
Yeah, having to go up and over this fringe, down the hill towards the pin.
Very nice.
She made that one look easy, didn't she?
Yeah, not much of a reaction either. Come on, give us a smile. There we go.
Nicole, not one to show too much emotion out there.
No, I want to see a bit more excitement after putts of that quality. Brilliant stuff. Back on the 10th. Back to Walker.
Just gathering some pace there as it slides by the hole.
Good response from Walker though, since those injury problems. Parred the 9th, birdied the 10th. Now back to Artis and her elaborate putting routine. Takes a while, but it works. It's the main thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Uses aim point, so it's quite a long routine to go through every time she hits a putt.
Short from Tamminen. Still right up there, 6th place, share of 6th Tamminen at the moment with Lena Vidal. Now Schreifel to stay on 8 under par. So Artis and Schreifel still locked in a tie for the lead. Schreifel 1 under for the day. Artis 3 under for the day.
It's a par for Kylie Walker.
Vidal's made nearly $300,000 over in the States this season, 25 years old. 2012 was when she won in Slovakia on the LET. A fabulous shot. Came into this tournament playing good golf as well. 5th in Portland last week on the LPGA. It's a good effort. Having a good week, then getting on the plane, adjusting to the time difference, playing well here. Impressive.
It's another great shot from Christine Wolf.
Yeah. Enjoying a solid week, couple of 70s to begin her tournament. On track for another today, 2 under for her round. To move back to head wall. Par 4, 13th.
Just about in the bunker, I think, with that one. It's a great result from there.
That for birdie. I'll be back there in a few moments' time. Let's go over to the Kylie Walker group. Breakthrough victory in the Netherlands. Start of the summer. And then a playoff victory in Munich just southern Germany just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think both victories were playoffs, so
That's right, they were, yeah. But it was particularly strong, Munich, wasn't it? When there were some big players at that tournament. That's no disrespect to the victory in the Netherlands, but it's a different story sometimes when you put yourself up against a strong international field, and the German Open was a strong one.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the way that Kylie handled the charge from Charlie Hull. Really proving herself to be a regular contender on the LET.
On to the 11th, par 4, 306 yards. Charlie Hull had a bit of an adventure on this hole yesterday. Went left, bounced off a buggy, just about stayed in bounds. It was right on the edge of a farmer's field playing her second shot. So
I'm sure she loved it.
she managed a par in the end, so it actually turned into a fairly good result. I'm not sure, judging by the look on her face, she was that impressed.
No, some of the things that kid practices, those beyond me.
Spectators liked it.
Lena Vidal with this putt to get to 6 under par.
Oh, almost.
She's had a few like that today.
Bit of frustration. Talked about how good her short game has been this year. That's her assessment of why she's played so well. Enjoyed so much success over in the States so far in 2014. It's a busy run of events for her as well. She was doing 6 tournaments in a row. This is the 5th of those 6, 4 in North America, here in Sweden, then on to Evian next week. So.
I think she might want to sleep after all of that.
Yeah, it can be tiring, can't it? But just performed well so far. I think all the travelling, though, it's an area of life as a sports professional that's underestimated, isn't it? As fans, it seems glamorous, but travelling on trains and cars and hanging around at airports, checking in and out of hotels.
Yeah, it's very tiring. You know, even internal flights within Europe that are just 2 or 3 hours, by the time you take into consideration the time at the airport, the transfer from the airport to the hotel, get your bearings, you're looking at sort of 10, 11 hours. And it does take it out of you. Rest is almost as important as practice.
And then acclimatising to a new venue, different conditions, time zone. The final group of artists Hillier and Schreffel wandering up the 11th fairway. Whitney Hillier's disappeared off that leaderboard during the course of the day, but Artis and Schreffel still sitting pretty at the top. 2-shot lead at the moment. They need to keep an eye on Miss Headwall this afternoon. Another birdie chance.
Yeah, this would get her into 2nd place on her own.
Bit of a shaky start for Caroline earlier on today. Bogeys on the 2nd and the 4th, but since then has been supreme. Birdied 6, 7, 10 and 12. Finishing in style, it seems. she'll be too far off the lead come Saturday night in Helsingborg. Whitney Hillier to play first. Much better from the Aussie. Good week in Italy a few weeks ago. Hillier led after an opening round of 66, fell away after that, but some good golf early on in Perugia.
Kylie Walker going for the green in 2 here at 12, and that's the danger. Hopefully that one will be bunkered rather than in that long grass.
Just about to see the flag.
Looks very linksy, doesn't it, from that angle?
It does have a linksy feel, this Vasatorp layout. Particularly out those holes a little further away from the clubhouse. Reading into a bit of history of this course. In fact, prior to last year, that was the first Helsingborg Open, 2013. They hadn't had Ladies European Tour Golf since 2008. Gladys Nasira won that year, but they were here in 2002. Annika Sorenstam won in front of 60,000 fans out on this course.
Seriously impressive.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the Swedish journalists earlier today, and they were saying that's how big she was when she played in Sweden. She was a superstar. People came out to watch her. Some big numbers. Of course, she's been so responsible for the production line of Swedish women's golfers, hasn't she, over the years? Talked to all of them. She was an inspiration for pretty much every one of the Swedes that we see on tour these days.
Yeah, and actually a lot of non-Swedish players as well. You know, grew up watching Annika play at the very top of the game.
Nice way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Nice and warm out there. It's the 14th, par 3.
Yeah, the pin quite near the back of the green today. 26 on and 6 from the right, so dangerously close to that water.
A few wasps buzzing around the course this afternoon. Or bees. Thankfully I haven't got close enough to tell the difference. Let's hope it stays that way.
Caroline not happy with that one. Perhaps trying to attack the pin a little more, but not quite as she wished. Rebecca Artis will have this to take the outright lead at 9 under par. Very quick down the hill. Just overread that break.
Nice reaction. Stays on 8 under. As you mentioned, Charlie, husband Jeff, carrying the bag as ever. Seem to make a decent team. Can't always be easy, can it, if you've had a bad day at the office?
No, absolutely. I think hubby might get the brunt of it sometimes.
Oh. Julia goes close as well.
I think that just about sums up Whitney's day, doesn't it?
Yeah, an eventful opening 4 holes for the Australian. Double bogey, bogey, birdie, birdie, pars since then. Now back to Vidal, the Dane. Not too far from home. You can see Denmark from the beach at Helsingborg on a clear, bright day. City of Helsing across the water. Just around 20 minutes by ferry from Helsingborg harbour.
Never quite looked like it had an opportunity to go in there. Just finish up.
Here.
And she'll stay 8 under par alongside Rebecca Artis.
Yeah, neither able to put much of a run together at the moment. These opening holes to the back 9. But staying out in front, and I guess that's the top of the list on the to-do list for Artis and Schroeffel. Still with a 2-shot lead from 4 players now: Bruton, Tamminen, Headwall and Wolf. Some of the names a little bit further down the leaderboard, like Melanie Jorgensen, another Dane not too far from home, Camilla Lennart from Stockholm, Popov and Derry in a group on 3 under par. Then a little further down the leaderboard, the Welshwoman Amy Bolden, Holly Clyburn and Georgia Hall, a couple of young English players alongside the leader in the rookie standings, Sally Watson from Scotland. The likes of Louise Larsson, another of the many Swedes out on the course. Not too far away from the lead. One of those caught fire, they would quickly rise up the leaderboard this afternoon. Back to the Wolf.
That looked in all the way, didn't it? Right until the end.
Looks like she's enjoying herself as well, doesn't it? It's the noticeable thing about her demeanour out on the course this afternoon. Could be overawed by this position. Hasn't been in this position on the LET before. But it's how you react to it, and it looks like she's enjoying it, Christine Wolf, this afternoon.
Yeah, previously won on the Access Tour, but as you say, not on the Ladies European Tour just yet.
So on to the 12th. Joint leader Schroeffel, par 5, 518 yards to go. As we mentioned earlier, a little bit shorter this year, so allows for, in theory, a short wedge into the green as the 3rd shot. I guess all these par 5s, Charlie, you're looking at them as opportunities to pick up a shot.
Yeah, I mean, even the longest par 5 here is only going to be sort of 70 yards in your hand, so Really important that you make the most of those opportunities.
Back with Caroline Headwall. 45th in the world rankings these days. Charlie Hull at 30 was the highest ranked player in the field at the start of the week. Also got the likes of Vidal, 64 in the world, Sarah, 66. Nikki Campbell, Derry in the top 100 as well. Certainly at the start of the week we expected much from Caroline. Second here last year, remember. Sometimes never easy when you're the centre of attention, which she is this week, being the star of the Swedes, but
handling it very well, though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem for her, does it? Pretty relaxed character.
Yeah, I don't think it would actually be possible for Caroline to look stressed. Very good quality to have.
Yeah, I think particularly when we were talking about Solheim Cup golf earlier, perhaps that played a part in her success there. I mean, Charlie Hull is another who goes about a golf in a carefree way. Doesn't get too stressed about things if they start going wrong. Caroline's the same. That helps in a pressure situation. Now then, Leen Vidal. Chance to move to 6 under. Nope. In for par. Third on the trot. That's a way to bounce back though, Charlie, isn't it? Look at that start. But since then, mostly good news.
Yeah, it's very difficult when you start poorly to pick yourself up, but Lena's done a very good job.
Artist with her second on the 12th.
Yeah, not within reach for Rebecca today. I think she has about 250 yards to the middle of the green, so Rebecca just laying up to her favourite distance. Some players have been getting there in 2 today, but the green is well protected by long grass and bunkers, which are to be avoided at all costs.
Let's see how Whitney Hillier gets on.
I think Whitney Hillier finding that bunker there. Up and down from there in round 1 though.
Schreifel second.
She'll be looking to find the green. Not sure she likes it.
No, it wasn't the best reaction, was it? But
It's actually okay down there though. She's left herself plenty of green to work with. The good miss.
they're always the best kind of misses.
And then you pretend that you did it on purpose.
Little nod of approval straight after. Yeah, exactly what I wanted to do.
Twizzle of the club.
What a sky. Get some great light in this part of the world, early morning and late evening in Helsingborg. Really nice part of the world. Headwall, 2 under today.
That one skipping along nicely.
Yeah, I've been talking about how she struggled with the driver. That element of her game. Short game's been okay, irons have been okay, but off the tee she's been a little bit wild by her own admissions this season, but seems to be working well this week. Now, Kylie Walker. Not too far away from the Farmers Field there.
Dangerously close to the hazard.
Rebecca Artis preparing for her 3rd shot on the 12th. Came into this tournament on the back of a decent round in Scotland, actually. Played well on the final day there, 6 under on the Sunday. Seems to have carried that form across the North Sea and into Sweden. That's not going to be too far away.
Wow, what a shot.
Years of age, finished 16th on the ISPS Handa Order of Merit on the Ladies European Tour last season, largely thanks to that win here in Helsingborg, first of her career. Very nice.
Yeah, that's one heck of a response to the wedge shot from Rebecca Artis. And they are going shot for shot today. Shot there from Valentine Derry, and as we said earlier, the crowds are out in full force today.
Yeah, what a lovely picture, isn't it? Good representation of how well this event's supported, how much they love their golf in this part of the world. It's known as the hotbed of golf, this southwest corner of Sweden, the Skane region. 67 courses in Skane. Fair few around this part of the region, down in Malmö as well, a little bit further south. If you're familiar with Sweden, we're sort of in between the 2 cities, Malmö and Gothenburg to the north, right on the coast. A fair few of the Swedish pros have come out of this part of Sweden as well, so a good history of producing world-class golfers. Headwall, of course, one of those, mentioned her earlier, from Vasatorp, which is just a little bit further south down the coast. The likes of Karen Koch, of course, current Solheim Cup captain. I think she's from around the Gothenburg area. Linda Westberg as well, Gothenburg. Louise Freiberg, who had a good week up until today, from Helsingborg as well. Winner on the LPGA in the past.
Big putt here for Davy Shreveport.
This will be the moment she moves clear on 9 under.
I don't think it'll be for long though. Rebecca Artis just with a tap in for a birdie 4.
Yeah, it's turning into a good battle, isn't it? Top of the leaderboard. Now then, Kylie Walker up on 13. 3rd shot on this par 4 13th. Needs to go close.
Very
Great
well
shot.
played. I think Sevi would have been proud of that one.
misses the chance to move to 6 under.
Yes.
Birdie for Artis.
That was what I was saying, like yesterday. Use that man and just spin it back.
Now 3 clear of the rest of the field alongside Shrevefall.
Yeah, a little bit of daylight opening up. Both playing the 12th superbly. Now 3 shots back. Caroline Headwell. Didn't like that, did she?
No, I think maybe something put her off there.
Now, a few moments earlier, before that Caroline Headwall approach, this was Wolf's effort.
Oh.
How about that? It's been the surprise story of day 3, Christine Wolf, in many respects.
Yeah, she's handled the pressure of being near the top of the leaderboard very well.
Walker in for par.
Just looks very solid these days.
Coming towards the end of the 3rd round at the 2014 Helsingborg Open. Another beautiful day in southern Sweden, and we have Rebecca Artis and Davy Shrevefall in a share of the lead by 3 strokes. Very good day for Becky Bruton. We'll catch up with her in a few moments' time. She's coming towards the end of her 3rd round, but some wonderful golf from the Welshwoman today has put her into a tie for 3rd on 6 under. One of 4 players on 6 under par. Nora Tamanen, the Finn. Caroline Headwall, of course, will keep a close eye on her for the remainder of the afternoon. And the Austrian surprise package, Christine Wolf, also 6 under par. Talking of Headwall, there she is.
She is really trying to hunt those leaders down. Doesn't leave anything to chance. Every single putt past the hole. That one perhaps a little too far past for her liking. Left herself that tricky distance.
Back with the final group. 13th hole, par 4, 393 yards.
Yeah, crucial to keep this one down the left-hand side. Water hazard cutting in there, and that's about perfect. Christine Wolf to get to 7 under par.
Oh yes, nicely done, Christine Wolf.
Another we see who started poorly.
Yeah, just 2 off the lead now. Artis off the 13th tee.
These
Joins.
two really are matching each other today, aren't they?
Almost literally joins Shrevefall in the middle of the fairway.
This a really important putt for Caroline. No problem.
Back with Kylie Walker, 14th tee. 5 under par for the tournament. Tied for 7th. One of the par 3s out on this Vasatorp course. 158 yards.
I think she would have been holding her breath a little over that one. Especially with that wind picking up.
That's the person there, and I've got the ibuprofen in here.
If you take him too early, like too, I don't want to go when Chris needed him, I would have said no more. But I mean, he's giving you them knowing you can take more while you're out here. So you can get
Six holes to play for the final group, coming towards the conclusion of their 3rd round. I guess it's a case if you're in a position such as Artis or Schreifel, not do anything stupid at this stage. There's no point taking any risks. Just want to put yourself in a good position going into that final day.
Yeah, I think they'll both be looking to take the opportunities when they come, but not make any silly decisions. Rebecca with a good opportunity here to attack this flag. Green quite firm at the front though. Done that very well.
Just flicking through today's 3rd round scores. Can't see anyone who shot lower than a 68 so far. Nina Hollader, Laura Davies. Becky Brewerton's on for a 68 if she pars the last. So in terms of the best golf of the day, Artis is right up there. 4 under for her 3rd round at the moment. Jump over to 15.
Fantastic shot from Lena Vidal there.
You can see how strong the breeze is out on 15, can't you? Judging by that flag. Another of the players who put herself so far in a good position going into the final day. Vidal, rounds of 70 on Thursday and Friday, 1 under today. Knows what it takes to win a Ladies European Tour event, so I'm sure she will trust her game going into Sunday. Three to play for Headwall. It's been a good day for her so far. I'm sure she'd like to get a little bit closer, if at all possible.
That's a good one.
Walker, yeah.
It's a monstrous drive she's just hit there.
Playing partner Christine Wolf. 7 under, 2 off the lead. Looking good for the final group tomorrow at the moment, Christine Wolf, which would be another new adventure for her. Form over the opening couple of days really came as a bit of a surprise. I don't think it's too harsh to say that. 2014, she's missed 8 cuts of 12 starts on the LET. 97th on the 2014 Order of Merit. Just her second year on the tour. Rookie year last year. Had a top 10 in Slovakia. Finished 55th in a rookie year. It was a pretty good effort.
Judged this one very well.
Oh, yes. Come on, give us a smile. It's been a rough
brightens
day.
her day, doesn't
yeah,
it,
it's
a
been a
little
rough
bit?
one, but those help, don't they? Something to talk about over dinner.
Yeah.
I was smiling at Whitney Hillier's profile on the Ladies European Tour website. When I bump into her, I want to ask her about this. She started playing golf on, it says, July the 16th, 1997, and I want to know why it's so precise. There must be a reason behind that, mustn't there? For you to, you
There
to
must
remember
be,
the
yeah.
exact
You normally
day.
say, oh, I was 12.
Exactly.
Or... Wow, that is precise.
Can you remember the exact day you started playing golf?
Absolutely not, no.
Oh, a couple of rolls.
Yeah, she had the line. I think that's the most annoying part in golf, when you've worked so hard on the line and you've got the line perfectly and just forget to hit it.
There's the evidence.
Really nice to see the passion, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking that last week in Scotland. We were there for Trish Johnson's first victory for a few years. You could see what it meant to her on the final green. Fantastic reaction. Double fist pump. She gave it the lot. I love that.
Got a lot of time for that, Lee.
It's good. It's great to see, though, isn't it? You want to see emotion out on the course from the players. Show that it means something.
Yeah, this would mean something if this could drop.
Oh, kidding me.
Goodness.
Can be frustrating at times, can't it, your profession?
It's a very frustrating game. But so addictive. Doesn't take a lot to keep you wanting to come back. What a shot from Caroline Headwall.
Yeah, giving herself the opportunities, isn't she?
That was an unbelievable drive there. I think that was just under 300 yards. She's just hit that.
Routine for Caroline.
There's a breeze. Walk in the park.
Vidal for birdie. This would give her a tie for fourth.
I dread to think how many of those she's had today. Very frustrating for her.
Patience is important, isn't it, as a professional golfer? I was looking at Louise Freiburg, one of the Swedes, gave up the game for a while actually and had a good week this year. Has come back and is playing over in the States, but is from Helsingborg, so playing this tournament this week. On her personal website, she has a recipe for success for golf. Literally a recipe. 1 cup of patience, 1.5 cups of preparation, 2 cups of hard work, a pinch of luck and a pinch of belief.
That's quite incredible, isn't it?
If only it were that easy.
I know.
Throw it all into a blender. Out pops a trophy.
If only.
But you all talk about patience, don't you? I mean, sometimes I guess you're playing rounds, you feel like you're playing good golf, but it just doesn't happen some days. Other days, all the putts drop.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. You have to try your hardest to not let it get to you. Especially if you're playing well tee to green or vice versa. Getting frustrated can affect other areas of your game.
Yeah, I guess. And then the danger is trying too hard, isn't it? Over pressing, and then it all goes to pot. Lena Vidal stays on 5 under. 4 off the lead, the Dane. That's one of our leaders through the reeds. Final group now on the 14th. 5 to play.
Pulled that one left. If there's any consolation for her, she'll have lots of room to work with for a chip.
Now the closest player to the leaders at the moment, Christine Wolf. Opportunity for Schroeffel perhaps after that tee shot from Artis.
Yeah. Right triangle. Yep.
Just selecting her target there with her caddy.
158 yards.
You can see the flag in the distance there blowing. This wind getting ever stronger.
Yeah, it's very open, this 14th hole, isn't it?
That's a great shot.
Shit. I had this shit.
Pressure on Artis.
Helsingborg's finest, Caroline Hedwall. Chance to join Christine Wolf on 7 under. Looking good. Over on the 17th, par 3, penultimate hole. So Christine Wolf now with some company on 7 under par. Hedwall alongside her. Oh, well.
That's a great save.
Looks so relaxed, doesn't she?
She is. I think it does help. Obviously, I mentioned earlier she's got Stephanie Kirchmeier on the bag. I believe they're roommates Stephanie missing the cut this week, but helps if you're in a very stressful situation, you've not been at the top of the leaderboard before, to have your friend stood next to you through the whole way is no doubt going to be of help.
Up on the 15th, the Scots, Kylie Walker, hanging in there after those earlier injury issues. Place at the moment, and 4 under par.
Ball of Rebecca Artis just nestled down a little bit. She's got a tuft of long grass behind her ball, which will act as a cushion. She's chipping into the wind though, which will help her cause, chipping down the hill. Just muscling it out of that lie, and she's done very well indeed.
Yeah, good result. She'll have that for par. At least she's given herself an opportunity to save par on that 14th green.
Very difficult par putt through the shadows. Very difficult to read the green when you do have all the shadows, and with it being late in the day, that area of the green will be very wet. That's a bogey.
Back to 14, Hillier.
Gathering speed.
Share of 6th at the moment, Hillier, so although she hasn't had the day she perhaps was hoping for, hasn't done too much damage.
No, she's by no means out of it. Stranger things have happened.
Enjoys some good support on 17.
Shriefer will have this to take the lead and pull away finally from Rebecca Artis.
Yeah, and Artis, remember, still with a tricky-ish putt for par, so even if this doesn't drop, still could walk off this this green as leader, Schroeffel. Brilliant. What a putt from Schroeffel.
That was tracking as well. I think good job it went in.
The outright lead, 10 under par. .17. Headwell, 7 under, now 3 off the lead after that putt from Schroeffel.
Back right pin position, tucked well away. That's one of the finest shots we've seen today.
Needs to hole to stay within a shot of Davy Schroeffel. It's good stuff. Good par after that tee shot, Charlie.
Absolutely, yeah, especially with the lie. The lie from the chip wasn't easy. Christine Wolf opting to tee up from the left-hand side of the tee box. Helps to open up the green. It's a good tip for the amateurs out there. Walk along the tee box. The view to the green does often change.
Kylie Walker. Looking for a birdie. Nope. She'll stay 4 under. But we have an outright leader. 2014 Helsingborg Open, Davy Schroeffel. Leads by 1, 5 back. Lena Vidal.
Wow, Lena is playing some fantastic golf.
I think she's about to be 4 shots back after that fabulous approach shot. Let's just catch up with exactly what all that golf means. And Davy Schroeffel is out in front now, 10 under par, 1 clear of Artis, Headwall and Wolf, 3 shots off the lead on 7 under par. Bunch of players tied for 5th on 5 under par. Brewerton, Tamminen, Vidal, Derry, Hillier. Brewerton, of course, is off the course. You see from that scoreboard with a 69, and it looks like Vidal might move on to 6 under. A little further on, tied for 11th, Davies, Jorgensen, Larson, Campbell, Brock Larson, and then a little bit further down, 2 under par, another group of players. Well, we saw from that leaderboard that Becky Brewerton is in the clubhouse, finished with a round of 69 after opening rounds of 71 and 71. Started with a bogey on the first, but bounced back in style. Birdied the 3rd and the 4th. Birdies on 9 as well. And the 12th. This was on the 14th, par 3, painfully close to dropping. Of course, a former winner on the Ladies European Tour, heaps of experience. Becky Brewerton has tour victories coming in 2007 and 2009. Also won the Tenerife Match Play in 2011. This was her approach to the 15th. Oh. Not far from holing. Good to see her back, Charlie, isn't it? Playing some good golf.
It is. You know, Becky's been struggling for a while, and it's nice to see her finally back where she belongs and playing the golf that we all know she can play. And enjoying herself out there, more importantly, because it can be a very lonely and difficult place to be when things aren't quite going your way.
Rich in experience, of course, a couple of Solheim Cup appearances under her belt a few years back. I was talking to her in Slovakia about she's training for a half marathon in September. Not sure whether she's run it or not yet. It was in Windsor in the south of England. Saying how much that's helped her, just feeling a little bit better physically, and that's helping her out on the course.
Yeah, there's that whole mantra of fit body, fit mind, isn't there? And clearly it's been helping Becky on the golf course.
That was our leader. Teeing off on 15, Schroeffel, 10 under par, 3 under for today. This is on 17. Sun shining down on the 15th fairway here at Vasatorp Golf Club, just outside Helsingborg. This is how things look. Coming up to just about 4 o'clock local time. Schroeffel, after that birdie on 14, now has a one-shot lead over Rebecca Artis. Those two players have been sharing the lead for much of today. Caroline Hedwall, the Swedish star, not too far away on 7 under. The little-known Austrian Christine Wolf on 7 under 2. Vidal up to 6 under. It's getting interesting.
Rebecca Artis finding the wispy rough.
Let's jump over to Hedwall, just while we wait for Artis to prepare for her shot, because this could be a key moment. Chance to move to 8 under. Two in a row for Hedwall. Birdies on 16 and 17. 4 under for her round today. It's putting together one of the best rounds of the day. The Swede on moving day. You picked her out at the start of the day, Charlie.
I did.
Good call.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not a difficult one for me to pick out, really. Obviously, we were discussing about her record since she's turned professional is seriously impressive.
This, the one where here, and try and stop it on that now.
Yeah, she was the player on the leaderboard. Well, a little bit further down the leaderboard at the start of today that we thought we might see a little bit more of. Vidal as well was another player we picked out. She's
What do you reckon?
on the move too. It's shaping up to be an interesting final day, isn't it?
It is, you know, that's what everybody wants. That's what the crowds are going to want. Yeah, it's going to be a good day tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point you make, actually, about the crowds. I think it's always good to have a local player doing well. Gets the fans through the gates, gives it a nice story. Fans to get, they can get behind one of the favourites. Makes for a good atmosphere out on the course. That raises the players' game, doesn't it? It's all good.
Yeah, it's great for the tour as well. Generate some interest.
Commit to this.
Yeah, I think particularly when you get one of these players who are sold as one of the stars of the Ladies European Tour, one of the Solheim players. Sometimes they turn up, they don't perform, and then it falls flat a little bit, doesn't it? But it's a great story that Hedwall has played this event, supported a home event on the eve of a major. It's produced the goods so far. Doesn't like that though, Rebecca Artis.
Prime example there of the strength of the rough. Not completely sure where that one's gone. Looking frustrated.
Yeah, just needs to hold things together, Rebecca Artis. She's played some great golf today. Bogey free so far. 4 birdies on the card as Ilya plays up to 15. In fact, the leaderboard looking a little bit like it did last year, isn't it? Artis won the tournament, Hedwall finished second. Both those players right up there once again. Very interesting to see how Schreifel performs on Sunday in a pressure situation.
Just about staying the right side of that slope.
th on the LPGA money list so far this year. That's equates to just over $120,000. But should we go back to 17 and Vidal on the par 3.
control.
Just going back to Schrefel's earnings for the year, she picked up a very tidy check for $100,000 hole-in-one at an LPGA event earlier this year.
Yeah, that always helps, doesn't it?
It's the kind of payday you want, isn't it? 100 in the bank. Could be another boost to the bank balance this time tomorrow if Schrefel can hang on to that lead. Quite sure where our artist's ball stopped rolling after that wayward second shot. Still with some work to do, Charlie. Just see the flag, can't we? Just over the brow of that hill.
Yeah, she's got to go up and over this hill. Several ways she could play it. She could bump it into the hill and let it hop over the top. Land it on the top and let it run out. Put a bit more loft in her hand and pitch it straight on the green.
Did well to save par on the previous hole after that wayward tee shot. She's going to do very well to repeat that on 15. Brilliant.
Yeah, short game practice paying off for Rebecca.
Nice reaction, a little bit of a smile there. Now, Valentine Derry. Haven't seen her since she landed in the water some time ago. Playing in the penultimate group with Nicole Brock-Larsen and Kylie Walker. Vidal for birdie.
Proof of the difficulty there, putting through those shadows. It's about the only green that we've seen that. Every other green covered in sunshine.
Schrefel with a chance to extend her lead to 2 shots.
Difficult one to read. Double breaker.
If you discount Whitney Hillier's opening couple of holes, she's had a cracking round actually. 3 under since the 3rd. Still 5 under. That's enough for a tie for 6th at the moment. Putting the finishing touches to her round. Is she? She is. Laura Tamminen.
Another good day.
Yeah, getting better and better, Tamminen, through the week. 72 on Thursday, 69 yesterday. I think that was for around a 70, that putt on 18. Vidal to stay on 6 under. Another player should be pleased with her day's work on Saturday, day 3 here in Helsingborg. back to the leader.
Yeah, this to tidy up for her part.
Up on the final hole, the surprise package of Saturday. Christine Wolf, the Austrian player, 7 under par, 3 off the lead.
This one looks right. And actually a blessing that she's found the sand there. Crowd favourite Caroline Headwell looking to knock this one in close.
Yeah, we'll know about it if she does, won't we?
Absolutely, there'll be one hell of a roar, I think.
Back to Stans to the left.
It's a chance.
Yeah, it gives her a chance. Whatever happens on that final green, should be pretty pleased with her day's work. 4 under for a round at the moment. She's put herself in contention going into Sunday. That was the main objective at the start of the day, I'm sure. Artist for par. Got another good par for Artis. Consider her tee shot on 14 and a second shot on 15. She's done very well to escape with a couple of pars. It could be important because it just keeps her in touch with the leader by 1, Davy Claire Schrefel. The Dutch woman still out in front on 10 under. Artis a shot back. And the local star, Caroline Headwell, 8 under par. Nobody has yet shot a 67 today, so it's like Headwell. She might achieve that on the final green, heading for a 68 at the moment. Puts into perspective the quality of her golf today. Good 69 from Brewerton too. Back on 18, Headwell's playing partner. Christine Wolf. Would be a shame if she finished with a bogey, wouldn't it?
It would, but judging by the quality of that bunker shot, hopefully she'll escape with a par.
We've enjoyed watching her today. I think we'll be willing for that one to drop, won't we, when she lines up that putt for par.
We will indeed. It's been nice to see her take so much enjoyment from her round today.
Leader on 16. Par 4, 400 yards. Three to play for the final group. And judging by our last couple of holes, Artis may just be wobbling a touch. Be interesting to see how she performs over 16, 17 and 18.
Yeah, just a couple of extra rehearsals there in her practice swing, trying to get her wrists working a little more, following the block drive on the last. Just looks a little anxious.
Now Headwell for a round of 67.
This could get noisy if this one drops.
I didn't like it.
Didn't hit it, did she?
17th green, bathed in sunshine, but
it's been a tough day for Lucy Andre.
yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say, but we're going to jump over to the par 3 17th, Valentine Derry. 4 under, still hanging around, the Frenchwoman, winner in Turkey earlier this year. Led at the halfway stage here 12 months ago. And then faded a touch over the weekend, but it's one of those players who always seems to be there or thereabouts at these Ladies European Tour events now, Derry. Moved down to the Biarritz area this time last year and said playing in the wind really helped her when she came to Sweden, because the wind got up in Helsingborg 12 months ago. Happy in the breezy conditions. Wolf for par. Judged to perfection.
Big break on that one, left to right.
What a lovely smile. And what a day for Christine Wolf. I think she can barely believe it by the look on her face, can she? She's right up there. 3 off the lead. Rounds of 70, 70 and 69 for the young Austrian.
Yeah, let's hope she can continue that fine form into the final round tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how she handles the situation. At the moment, looks like Caroline Headwell will be in the final group, and that'll be a nice addition to that final group, won't it? Should be a big group of fans around that group, assuming, of course, she holds this putt for par.
Be interesting to see how that affects the other players as well, knowing that the crowd are obviously behind Caroline.
Nicely done, good round for Headwell. Plenty for her Swedish fans to smile about on Saturday night. Great round of 68, she's getting better and better this weekend. 70 on Thursday, 70 yesterday, and a 68 today for Headwell. Leaves her on 8 under, just a couple of shots off the lead. As it stands, of course, that could change.
Just doesn't look like doing much wrong, does she?
It's exactly what I was just about to say. She's just got that look about her, hasn't she? She looks completely focused.
Very in control.
Yeah.
Her rhythms stayed the same all day. Routine stayed the same all day. Doesn't look panicked ever. Playing from a very comfortable place.
Yeah, I mean, a final group tomorrow of Schroefel, Artis and Headwell could be interesting.
Rebecca Artis just starting to look a little bit wobbly.
Yeah, form's just fallen away a touch over the last 2 or 3 holes. The Australian, defending champion, of course, trying to hang on to a trophy. Must be a nice boost if that dropped, but it's going to come up short for Kylie. Down in a tie for 9th at the moment. Would give her a place on the order of merit a nice boost, Rebecca Artis, if she does finish this week strongly. 46th on the ISPS Hander Order of Merit at the moment. Got some work to do if she's going to match last season's finish of 16th.
Not Nicole's finest effort there.
No, been going backwards today, Larson. Down in a tie for 11th at the moment.
Good par for Valentine Derry. Let's take a look at the swing of Lena Vidal here. Sets the club nicely going back. Coils into the top of her backswing. Big shift in her lower body and powers through with the arms.
There's a second.
There. 6.
Pin on that top tier today, so important to try and get it up there if you can.
Yeah, I won't leave her with the easiest of putts.
Good par for Kylie. 1 over for her round today, but still 4 under par, so another good week for Kylie on tour after those wins earlier in the season. The only player on the LET to win twice this season, in fact, Kylie Walker so far.
Great effort from Rebecca Artis.
Yeah, you just feel like she's doing it the hard way at the moment, though, don't you? Looks like it'll be another par for the Australian. Third in Scotland last week. Looking to go a little bit better over the next 24 hours or so.
Whitney Hillier with this putt here for a birdie.
Never gave it a chance.
No, not Whitney's finest. Our leader, Davy Shrevefall, has this to pull 2 clear of the field. So close. Stays at 10 under par.
Par for Shrevefall, yeah. I think very soon we're about to hear from Caroline Headwall, who's just next to the 18th green.
Caroline, well played today. Just what you need, a 68. Really put you in the mix. Yeah, I'm very happy with today. 4 under was just what I was looking for, and seems to be 2 off the lead. So it's a good position coming into tomorrow.
Not the best start, was it? A couple of bogeys early on, but you really kicked on from there.
Yeah, I did. I had a rough start, but it was nice to turn at even par, and then I managed to make 4 birdies coming back home, so it was nice.
I was going to talk to you about pressure, but having seen you play in Colorado, there you don't really feel pressure, do you? And playing in front of your home crowd, it must be almost easy for you.
Well, I do feel the pressure, but I enjoy it. I think that makes the big difference. But it's amazing. It's been a good crowd out there today, and I'm just enjoying it and having a lot of fun.
How much motivation was last year coming so close and just dropping away?
Well, of course I want to do a little bit better this year, and but it's still 4 days, but I've done a good job now for 3 days, and hopefully I can play well tomorrow as well.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, all eyes will be on Caroline Headwall this time tomorrow. She'll be hoping for a famous home victory.
Lena Vidal making that one look easy. Very difficult to judge those putts.
Final group just arriving on the 17th tee. Par 3, of course, that one. We'll be back with that group in a few moments' time. Just jump back to Vidal.
We know this one breaks left to right, having seen Christine Wolf's putt a little earlier on.
No problems for Lena. Round of 70 for the Dane. Another round of 73 in a row now. Leaves her on 6 under, within touching distance. There's the challenge for the final group. Away in the distance, artists Hillier and Schrefel. The leader by 1. 3 under for today. Couple of pars on this hole on Thursday and Friday.
Oh, very nice. Just what she was after.
Yeah, good birdie chance for the leader on 17. Artis up next.
Oh.
Almost matches Schrefel. She's been doing that for most of the day, but at the moment it's the Dutch woman who's shading it on points. A 1-shot lead on 10 under with a couple of holes to play. Artis 1 back 9 under, and Headwall in the clubhouse on 8 under par. What a day for Christine Wolf, the Austrian. Managed a wonderful par on the last. Great round of 69. She's right up there, 3 shots off the lead. Nina Vidal too as well. We expected a lot from the Dane. Played some wonderful golf over in the States already this season. Great day for Becky Bruton as well. Wonderful to see the Welshwoman high up the leaderboard once more. Nora Tamanen as well. She surprised us with a 75 under. Not the best of days for Whitney Hillier perhaps, but she's stuck around. That's the main thing. Valentine Derry and Kylie Walker 4 under par. Good to see Walker getting through those injury problems as well. Had the doctor or the physio out on the course earlier today, but recovered well. Laura Davies promised much earlier on. Still a wonderful round of 68, but she was going even better than that at one stage. Just fell away with a couple of late bogeys, but she's not too far away. Looking for at least a top 10, top 5 finish, who knows? Also 3 under par, Jorgensen, Larson, Nikki Campbell. And a shot further back, 2 under, a group including Amy Balding, Holly Clive and Sally Watson, who's leading the Rookie of the Year leaderboard. And Nina Hollander, one of the rounds of the day as well, the German, pulling herself up to a tie for 21st. 1 under par for the tournament, alongside the likes of Nikki Garrett, Tia Satterporn, Alex Belat from France, Ursula Victrom had a couple of good days to start the week. And then a trio of Swedes, Jonna Bjork, Camilla Lennart, of course, who won in Slovakia earlier this year. And Louise Freiberg on her way back to competitive golf. Great to see her back on the Ladies European Tour, at least for a week. Further down, level par for the week, Sophie Chiquel-Bertin, the Frenchwoman, Pamela Pretzwell, the Scot, and then a bunch of players a little bit further down. 1 over par, 4 players on 1 over Salinas, Sjödin, Kirkland. Out in the sunshine, Kylie Walker. Oh.
Gathering pace past the hole there. Tricky pin position.
Over onto the 17th. Couple of big putts coming up. Yeah, Charlie, opportunity for Artist perhaps, and likewise for Schreifel.
Absolutely, Rebecca will be willing this one in. Running out of holes today. And she'll be wanting to join David Schreifel at the top of the leaderboard going into the final round tomorrow. Needs to go.
Frustrating. Bogey-free golf from Artist today, though. 4 birdies on the card. And another par. Stays on 9 under, 1 off the lead. Trundles past for Derry. Looking like she will finish with a par. Now Schreifel with a chance to open up a 2-shot lead here. That's how to do it. Cool as a cucumber. Great time to notch up another birdie as well, isn't it? Just looks like it'll give her a bit of breathing space overnight, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, she's handled leading today very, very well indeed. As we mentioned earlier, she's not won on the LET before. So it's difficult to know how she was going to handle going out there in front today, but 4 under for her round, leading by 2.
I think she'd have taken that at the start of the day.
Absolutely.
Walker for par, putting the finishing touches to her final round. Final hole, should I say, or is she? A bit of work to do. Difficult day for Kylie Walker. Had all sorts of challenges to deal with out on the course. Derry in for par. .72 for the Frenchwoman today. Leaves her on 4 under. Share of 9th at the moment.
It's Kylie Walker for a round of 74 today. Had some injury struggles. Hopefully she gets some more treatment today and she's back fighting fit for the final round tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort, is it really? Considering that injury from earlier on. Now on to the 18th. The leader by 2. A little bit of concern because, yeah, if it goes a little bit too far right, then that's where you're landing.
Yeah, not only is she bunkered, she's also in the front of that bunker. We won't know until we see her in there how much room she has between her and the lip. But could prove tricky for her second shot.
Work to do for Schroeffel. Let's see how Artis gets on. Perhaps a window of opportunity for the Australian. Close that gap. Going into Saturday evening.
Yeah, that one right down the middle. Not flirting with that bunker.
No, rock solid from Artis. It's been the story of her day, really. She's done well to recover to save par a couple of times on the back 9, but bogey-free golf from the Australian, and it's kept her in the hunt to defend her title, champion here in Helsingborg. 12 months ago, remember, Rebecca Artis is enjoying her stay in southern Sweden once more. This is how it looks with the final group. On the 18th, Schroeffel with a 2-shot lead, but in the sand, Artis a couple of shots back on 9 under par. Coming to the conclusion of play on round 3. It's been a good day, interesting day. Schroeffel has done a good job of staying up there, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. We've seen a lot of movement within the top 10, but Davy Schroeffel remaining at the top throughout.
Yeah, I suppose if you're looking for headlines of the day, you've got to look at Headwall, haven't you? That's she's the one player who's moved up, the local star. right on cue on moving day.
Yeah, that's a big move for the tournament. The spectators, everyone really, obviously, especially Caroline, set up a great day tomorrow.
Yeah, all these guys will be pulling for Caroline this time tomorrow. Praying for a home victory. Of course, Hedwall lives in Helsingborg. Just around 15 minutes from the course. Plays a lot of golf over in the States, of course, these days, but still keeps Helsingborg as her base. This is where she calls home. She gets back to Sweden whenever she can. Tries not to spend too much time in the States. Enjoys coming home. So she's shown that this week. As she mentioned in her interview, it's evident how much she relishes the attention, really embraces the situation rather than reacting badly to it.
Take another look at Rebecca Artis' drive here on the 18th. It's about as good as it gets, that one.
It's exactly how I'd have hit it.
How many goes, though?
Yeah, okay. No, lovely stuff for artists, and the next 5 minutes or so could be interesting. Just looking for birdie number 5 on the card. Day 3 in Helsingborg.
Yeah, no bogeys for Rebecca today. Played flawless golf, and she has put herself in a spot of bother. She's recovered. True champion qualities. That is not what she wanted. So Davy Schriefel, we already know, is in that right-hand bunker. But this is how she got there. Just getting the club stuck so far inside. And
Yeah,
there's that big slice.
From a reaction, it looked like she almost liked it to begin with, and then
just moved a little too much.
Hillier next to play.
And great angle to the flag here at 18. And what a shot from Whitney Hillier.
Yeah, she'll be cursing those opening 2 holes. Hillier, double on the first and bogey on the second. After that, she's played great golf.
We should go out and
Had she parred those opening couple of holes, she'd be up there on 8 under, Hillier.
Now, judging by these conversations between Davy Schriefel and her caddy, she's not quite in the bunker, but as you can see, she's got a very tricky stance here. Keeping her balance is going to be key.
Yeah, our first close look at exactly where that tee shot landed.
This is the first real spot of bother we've seen her in today. See how she handles it. Really important to load her weight into her back leg here.
Oh, doesn't like it. Shouts of 4. I think that landed in the crowd somewhere.
Yeah, I think she possibly took a lot more club, thinking that the grass was going to catch the club head. But got a flyer.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that landed, but we believe it's in those VIP seats somewhere. So terrible news for Schriefel on the last. Not exactly sure where the ball has ended up though yet.
I just wonder whether it hit this guy on the shoulder. He was patting his shoulder. We've got a repeat. Oh!
There's one on the head, wasn't it?
I think so.
That looked nasty. He's hard as nails, that guy.
Hat back on and let's watch the end of the golf.
Yeah,
What's the first?
He's not bothered, is he? Another drink. Don't pick a fight with a Swede. I think that's the lesson of that one.
Or Davy Schriefel.
Yeah. Yeah, either of them. I hope that gentleman is okay. Come the end of his visit to the Helsingborg Open. He seems all right. That's the good news. But it remains to be seen exactly what the effects that will have on Schrefel's score at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think she will be dropping in the allocated drop zone to the back right of the green. Is of course a free drop.
Artis has to try and retain her concentration while all that's going off. A few feet away. She's still got some work to do to save par here on 18. It could be an important par given what's happening with Schrefel.
Sitting well, so the lie won't be a problem. Needs to generate some spin here. We've seen how quick this green can be.
Oh, fantastic stuff from Artis. We've seen that on and off today. Looks like another par on the card for Artis.
Yeah, she's made some great up and downs today. Really displaying her short game skills. And putting up a great defence of her title as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's fighting hard, isn't she? And that puts a bit of pressure on Schrefel now, doesn't it?
It does. I just noticed as she was dropping the ball there in the drop zone, it's nestled down in the rough. She does have the benefit of having a bit of green to work with, though. Just figuring out how the green's going to break. Discussing a landing zone with her caddy.
You never know what's going to happen in golf, do you? Looked like the perfect day for Davy 5 minutes ago. The beauty of sport.
Still could be. She might chip in.
That's true.
Funny game.
Looks good. Looks very good. How about that? Marks out 10, Charlie?
9.5. Only give 10s when they go in.
I was going to say, you'd have given a 10, surely, if it had dropped. That was brilliant. Brilliant from Schrefel. Great response mentally as well, wasn't it? Because a lot happened in that 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually was looking as she walked over to the back of the green. I'm not sure if she knew that she hit that gentleman on the head. But obviously that's also something to be concerned about. If you know you've hit somebody, it plays on your mind. When you're stood over the shot, you want to make sure that that person's okay.
Be a par for Hillier to finish.
Yeah, and a round of level par, which after her start, it's not too bad at all.
No, similar story to Italy, where she played really well on the first day, 66 in Perugia, and then fell away. 67 here on Thursday, and then a couple of 72s, but she's still not too far away. On track for a top 10 finish, could be better.
Rebecca Artis to complete this up and down, and to finish at 9 under par.
Great round of golf from Rebecca Artis, the defending champion. Sent out a message to the rest of the field that she's not going to let go of that trophy without a fight. Round of 68 to go with rounds of 69 and 70. Leaves her on 9 under par for the tournament. Par for Schroeffel as well. It was an adventurous final hole for the Dutchwoman, but all that really matters is that she got a 4 on the card, right? Good golf from Artis and Schroeffel today.
It's been great to see them battle against each other out there today.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well played.
Thank you.
Can I have the best before you leave?
Rock solid from Artis. Bogey-free third round. 4 birdies, 5th, 6th, 8th and 12th for the Australian.
All fours.
Not a bad day for Whitney Hillier as well, if you discount there's a couple of opening holes. Artis grabs the card from husband Jeff. A couple of autographs for the youngsters. Loads of kids around the course this week. Really good to see. It creates a lovely atmosphere around the course here at Vasatorp. Obviously, Swedish golf is in pretty good shape. If the amount of juniors out on the course is anything to go by over these last 3 days. So let's catch our breath and just start to talk about exactly where we stand going into the final day here at the 2014 Helsingborg Open. Top marks to Davy Schroeffel. She's out in the lead on 11 under par after a 68. Rebecca Artis is in second place, 2 shots back after another excellent 68, and a wonderful round of golf from Caroline Headwall as well, a trio of 68s. That's left her 3 off the lead on 8 under, a little bit further on. Christine Wolf, a surprise package from Austria, a round of 69 for her, leaves her on 7 under, 4 off the lead. Alina Vidal, of course, playing some great golf in the States this year. She's carried that form across the Atlantic. 5 off the lead, 6 under after a round of 70, and then a little bit further down, tied for 6th, Becky Brewerton after a round of 69. Laura Tamminen, the Finn, and Whitney Hillier, the Aussie, still hanging about, not too far off the lead. Valentine Derry in 9th, and Laura Davies in a tie for 10th. If you weren't with us earlier on today at the start of the broadcast, let's just rewind and enjoy some of Schroeffel's highlights. Charlie Douglas, she had a shaky start, didn't she, on the first, dropped her shot, but it's always a mark of a good player is how they respond to adversity, and she did a good job of that.
Yeah, this was one heck of a shot. So close to hole-in-one, and that's just what you want when you start with a bogey.
Played the front 9 in a 1 under. Bogeyed the first, but birdied the second, and then a birdie on 6, bogey 7, birdie on 8, so it's a little bit up and down, but levelled out after the turn.
Yeah, she plotted her way around the course nicely. This here at the par 5 12th sets up another birdie. And at the par 3 14th, this one went in for a 2. Another smooth swing and another great result.
Yeah, as we said on and off throughout the afternoon, she just looks so composed out on the course. It's worth remembering she's never won a Ladies European Tour title, but doesn't seem to be too bothered by that at the moment. Yeah, it's been a good day for the Dutchwoman. Is she your favourite tomorrow, Charlie, or are you still sticking with Headwall?
I mean, I'd like to see Davy Schriefel win. Obviously, she hasn't been in that position before, and following her performance today, it would be nice to see her win. But I do think we'll see a move from Headwall.
Yeah, it should be a fascinating battle, that final group of Schriefel, Artis and Headwall. And I believe we have collared Davy Schriefel next to the 18th green, and she's ready to offer us her thoughts.
A 68 today, well played, 2-shot lead. You must be very pleased with yourself.
Yes, thank you. It was a good day today again. Striking the ball very well, seeing my lines again, and you know, I'm not sure how many birdies, but I'm very pleased to be in this position, and just going to go out tomorrow and do the same thing, and we'll see where it ends up.
Bogey to start with, but after that, apart from one more bogey on the front nine, it was pretty much clean running, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the first hole is the toughest hole to you know, start the whole round with. I didn't freak out. I trust my game. I'm feeling good about my game. So, you know, it was a nice round of golf with nice weather and good conditions and lots of fans. So it was nice.
What happened on the 18th?
I had a little bit of an interesting lie, and we weren't sure what the ball was going to do. So we thought, well, we might just err on the long side, and it definitely did. I think I scared some of the fans, but you know, that happens.
Going to the final day with a 2-shot lead, how do you deal with that mentally? Is it something you're happy, or do you prefer chasing?
I welcome anything. I mean, it's a great position to be in, and I'm comfortable with how I'm hitting it and seeing my lines, and I'm just going to go out and hit one shot at a time, and if somebody chases me down, you know, it will be a good, interesting day.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she looks comfortable, doesn't she? But her challenger tomorrow, one of them, will be Rebecca Artis, the defending champion. She'll be keen to keep her hands on the trophy. Let's just rewind and enjoy some of her quality golf today, Charlie. Funny, isn't it, how these players reproduce this type of form when they come back to venues where they've performed in the past. Seems to be able to just flick a switch and it all comes back.
Yeah, great memories come flooding back, and this wedge shot at 8 certainly did that. Here at the par 4 11th, generating some spin.
Yeah, good front nine for Artis. Birdies on 5, 6 and 8.
Par 5 12th, birdies here, first 2 rounds. And this would set up a third. After finding some trouble off the tee, this delightful chip ensured that she came away with a par.
Yeah, I was impressed how she bounced back towards the end of this round. Got a little bit sticky at times, didn't it? But she was able to save par.
And this bunker shot finished it off.
Yeah, 18.
68.
Another good example of that. And I believe we've got Rebecca Artis next to the final green as well. Let's hear from the defending champion.
A flawless round out there today. Must be delighted with yourself. Not a single bogey on the card.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty solid golf out there today. Bogey free 68, so I can't complain about that.
Yesterday you said you were a little bit angry about your putting. Was it the case today?
No, not at all. I went to the putting green after I finished yesterday and did a little bit of work on it. I gave myself some good birdie opportunities early on and took them, and played pretty solid golf all day.
Once again, you're playing with a player who was playing some good golf. Was that helping you, spurring you on?
Yeah, definitely. Both of us, you know, were chasing each other really. I'd make a birdie, she'd make a birdie, so it was good fun out there. It was good golf for the whole group really. I
know last year you were determined to go out on the last day and pick up that title. You were mentally strong then. This time, same feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Davey's at 11, so I'll be 2 behind going into tomorrow, but I'll be definitely chasing. You know, a couple of birdies early on and put the pressure on and see what the back nine brings.
Good luck to you. We're all looking forward to it.
Cheers. Thank you. Ta.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Rebecca takes on the course tomorrow. Of course, she's done it all before, and that could really help her over the closing holes. Some good memories of winning the title 12 months ago, but she'll have a stern challenge from this young lady, Charlie. Caroline Headwall is sure to come at her tomorrow, isn't she?
She is, and the crowd are going to be right behind her as well. She really fired this back nine up today. just gave us an insight into what we're going to be seeing tomorrow.
You made an interesting point earlier. I think she'll have the fan support, she'll be in the final group, and how that might affect the other two players, because there's going to be some noise out there.
There will be, you know, Caroline's very much used to the crowds anyway, but especially with them being on her side, it'll be interesting to see how Rebecca and Davy cope with the sound.
Yeah, it should be a great atmosphere, that's for sure. That final group of Davy, Artis and Headwall. And we will have live coverage of exactly what happens this time tomorrow. Let's just recap if you weren't with us earlier on today. This is how it stands going into the final day. Saturday night leaderboard. Schreifel, a 2-shot lead on 11 under. Rebecca Artis is the next player just behind her on the leaderboard, 9 under. Headwall an 8 under, certainly within striking distance. There are some of the ladies a little bit further down. Tied for 10th, Jorgensen, Larson, Campbell. Kylie Walker still relatively high up the leaderboard despite those injury problems today, and some good names tied for 15th as well. Boulden, Cliburn, Watson. Watson, the rookie of the year at the moment, leading that race. And a little bit further down, tied for 21st. Great round of golf, 68 for the German Nina Hollader today. And Camilla Lenneth, one of 3 Swedes, tied for 21st place. And a few more names a little bit further down. Schickel and Pretzwell in a tie for 29th. Whatever happens should be an entertaining conclusion. From me, Lee Goodall, and Charlie Douglas alongside me, our thanks for joining us today. The scene really is set for the final day in Helsingborg, and hope you can join us for the climax from 2 p.m. local time on Sunday. Until then, from Sweden, it's bye for now.